Hi, this is Pastor Philip, and welcome to our devotional. I just wanted to take a moment and talk to you about our sermon series and the book of Revelation and what we've been talking about lately, and especially what Pastor David talked about on Sunday with the new heaven and the new earth. I think there's something really, really important that he was talking about and that we need to focus on for just a minute. And that's why I'm here outside in the dark. Because darkness is that thing that innately we're all kind of afraid of. From very early, many of us are afraid of the dark. Children are afraid of the dark. Adults, we always, in movies and TV shows and all sorts of things, the darkness is when the bad guy comes out, right? In the same way, oceans and drowning are some of the greatest fears that we have. The fear of drowning, the fear of being lost at sea. These fears are great amongst us. And these fears are not just new fears. They've been with us for a very long time. In fact, in the first story about the first heaven and the first earth in Genesis 1, we see that in the beginning, when God was creating the heavens, the earth was dark and the earth was without form, and it was truly chaotic. It had chaotic waters, and it was like a big dark washing machine. That's how the world is described. But then God begins to bring forth light out of the darkness and bring forth land out of the seas. And instead of creating a bunch of things, God brings order to the darkness and makes light, and order to the chaotic waters and makes land and fresh water. This is the beautiful story of creation, that God is a God who orders the chaos in our lives. But God hasn't just been doing that since the beginning. God is continually doing that. We see that in the Psalms where God says, let there be light out of the darkness. And then in the Psalms where he says, the chaotic waters are overflowing on top of me and I am drowning. And then Jesus comes into the picture, and we see that Jesus walked on waters, and Jesus said, peace, be still, to the chaotic waters, and even said, you are a light in the darkness. And so now here we come, and someday we will be a part of a new creation, a new heaven, a new earth, a renewal of all things. And in this renewal of all things, there are a few things that do not have a place. And those two things that have no place in the new heaven and new earth are kind of interesting. One, in the new heaven and new earth, there is no darkness. And in the new heaven and the new earth, there are no oceans or chaotic seas. Why? Why are those things missing? Because the whole story is around that those things bring fear and hopelessness and brokenness to this world. And someday those things will be destroyed and all things will be made new. What is the darkness and what is the chaotic waters in your life? Think about those for just a minute. And remember that God is making your life new as well. God is making my life new. God is renewing all of us, and we can have a place in his new and good world. And someday, all things will totally be made new.